Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel prepfst, your recipe to win. So in today's video we'll be discussing some tricks and tips to remember the different gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. We all know that bacteria is classified into two main categories. Based on the gram staining technique, these two groups are the gram-positive bacteria and the gram-negative bacteria. The difference on the outside lies in the color that these bacteria take from the gram staining procedure. The gram-positive bacteria appears blue and the gram-negative bacteria takes the counter stain and appears pink. If you want to understand the detailed differentiation of these two bacteria and the process of gram staining, click on the eye icon on top of the video to access my video lecture on Food Microbiology Part 1. We also know that commonly the major two shapes in which bacteria occurs are the spherical shaped cocci and the rod shaped bacilli. Now, in order to remember the two important types of bacteria based on their reaction with the gram stain, you just need to remember these two things: the letters A, B, C and the cones, the one you find on the roads and highways. A, B, C and roads. It's that simple. Let's start with the gram-positive bacteria and the simple techniques to remember the important names. You just have to remember A, B, and C. A, that comes in lab or the lactic acid bacteria. B for bacillus and C for clostridium. The lab or the lactic acid bacteria, as we all know, are inherent to milk and few plant-based products that predominantly produce lactic fermentation on suitable media, and some of which are even used in the commercial production of lactic acid and starters. We also know that lab occurs in both cocci and bacilli shape. Bacillus and Clostridium, the notorious and the pathogenic species of bacteria in foods, are on the other hand rod shape. So let's dive in detail. Gram-positive bacteria has examples of lab that are spherical shape, such as Lactococcus, Pediococcus, Streptococcus, Enterococcus, and many others. Whereas gram-positive bacilli has species of Clostridium and Bacillus as discussed before, and lab that are rod-shaped like Lactobacillus, Leuconostoc, etc. Additionally, there are species of Listeria which you can keep in mind. Now, a small addition to this is that lab are non-spore forming, whereas we know that Clostridium and Bacillus are endospore formers, due to which these species are most significant when we study about food toxins and foodborne diseases. Another point to remember that there's only one difference between Clostridium and Bacillus. Consider them both as twins with just one difference. That is that Bacillus is an obligate aerobe, whereas Clostridium is an obligate anaerobe. Apart from that, all their characters in terms of gram staining, shape, and spore forming abilities are just the same. Coming to the gram-negative bacteria. Here you have to remember the mnemonic cones. CO for coliforms, which are predominantly found in the digestive tract and feces of animals, and the group that ferments lactose with the production of acid and gas. Ne stands for species of Neisseria that colonizes mucosal surfaces of animals on the other hand. And finally, with S that comes in Pseudomonas, another group of psychrotropic bacteria. The only member of gram-negative cocci are the Neisseria species, with the examples like Neisseria meningitis and Neisseria gonorrhoeae. Here's another fun way to remember it. Ne in Neisseria stands for negative, which means it's a gram-negative bacteria. And now just pay attention to the last three letters, which are R, I, and A. RIA, when reversed, stands for air, which means that Neisseria are cocci-shaped, gram-negative, and aerobic rods. Easy, right? Finally, let's come to the gram-negative bacilli and the two major members that are Pseudomonas species and the coliforms. A small trick to remember the name of common coliforms significant to foods are that they end with ELLA, that is Ella. For example, Shigella, Chivinella, Salmonella, Klebsiella, etc. However, that's not always true. For example, such as E. coli, which stands for Escherichia coli, Enterobacter, Citrobacter, etc. So that's all. Remember the two important words, ABC and cones. And now you guys are good to go.
So guys, this is it from today's video. If you like our videos and find them useful, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.